Taking a look at the trading week beginning September 9th, we got to look at the CPI data. It's going to be the last inflation figure before the September 18th Fed meeting. We'll be in the quiet period, so there'll be no opportunity for Fed members to comment on that CPI figure. We also have a rate of change that's expected to be unchanged month over month, and the year-over-year core is expected to drop from 2.9% to 2.6%. We're also going to have an ECB rate decision on Thursday. So it's going to be a very busy sort of Fed week. And this comes after a week where U.S. markets closed in pretty bad shape. As a matter of fact, the S&P had its worst week since March of 23, and the NASDAQ had its worst week since January of 2022. Looking at the yield side of things, interest rates last week across the U.S. curve dropped double digits, almost as much as they dropped for the entire month of August, down 24 basis points on the 2-year yield, 23 basis points on the 5-year yield, 23 on the 10-year yield, and 23 on the 30-year yield, with the 30-year yield dropping below 4% for the first time in quite a while. We also have the 2s10s inversion now positive 1 basis point for the first time in a really, really long time. We also have U.S. bond auctions next week, which will matter given the rate environment I just told you about. Got a 10-year note auction on Wednesday, a 30-year bond auction on Thursday, and then earnings and data next week. We only have 14 companies with over $1 billion in market cap reporting. Still, some are critical, including Oracle, Adobe, Rubrik Technology, Kroger, and GameStop. Now looking at data, Sunday night we get Japanese GDP and China CPI. Monday in the U.S., the New York Fed releases consumer inflation expectations. Tuesday, UK employment data and an OPEC monthly report. Crude oil also falling pretty rapidly last week. Wednesday, July GDP figures in the UK, along with August CPI figures in the US that I already mentioned. Thursday, we have an ECB interest rate decision, already mentioned that, but also US PPI and jobless claims. And then Friday, Japanese industrial production figures, and September preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment data in the US.